What's up guys, it's good to see you again. Welcome to today's video. This is kind of just a compilation of GoPro footage messing around with the R34 and flat shift. Flat foot shifting, no lift shifting is essentially when you keep your foot depressed fully on the gas while you use some sort of activated switch, usually a clutch switch, to cut ignition so you're able to shift gears without closing the throttle body. In the case of this car, the way that it drove before, every time I lifted for when I shifted, the turbos would just kind of slow down and then they would need to spool back up after the shift. And it just took time, and I could tell that the car felt a lot slower because of that. And no lift shift or flat shifting is something I want to do in the car. So it took some time to figure out, but this is the kind of the process of getting it to be dialed. More than anything, it's good to see you guys again. I hope you had a great holiday. I had a great one. Took a little time off of uploading. When you guys are watching this, is actually Colette's birthday today, so I'm just hanging out with her. But I wanted to upload this just to have something on there, and I'm really stoked with how this car is now. It's sick to watch, and I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. Here you go.
All right, so a while back, Johan wired in a clutch switch to the R34, so we can try to flat shift it like we do on the R32. I don't know how it's going to work. The settings are quite a bit different than the R32. I think it's going to be a lot more conservative because the R32 doesn't cut ignition completely. It just kind of retards it. Where I think this is going to be way more of like a cut and then back into gear, but we'll see.
Should we tighten?
I'm going to test with a 3.4, not at peak RPM first, just to make sure everything works properly. And if it does, then we'll start getting a little bit more greedy with it. So it should be active as long as we're above 75% throttle and above 4 grand, so I'll give it a shot. Come on, James, he's braking.
I know, right?
Oh, I went into wrong gear. Went into 6th.
Oh, shit.
It felt like it worked. It just definitely didn't like going into 6th. So I didn't realize the flat shifts that we were doing were, they weren't closed loop, but it basically was keeping the ignition cut until the clutch was all the way released, where my R32, looking at an old photo, that one's time-based. So 200 milliseconds is how quick I can shift that car. We're gonna start off with this one at 300 milliseconds, just because it takes a little bit longer, the throw's a little bit longer, then I can always dial it back from there. There we go.
Yeah.
It was like a little bit long, I feel like, on the cut, but
it was way better.
Well, there's no gap between the shift.
Yeah.
If anything, I shifted a little slow because you felt how it basically like clutch dumped itself.
That's what I thought you did. Like,
no, it's because it resumed power before I fully released the clutch. So either we need to shift faster or we need to make play safe on that table, can you change that value to like 325 all across? I feel like we can, oh, water spilling.
Huh?
All right, can you go down to 275? I just spilled water all over this thing. It felt good.
Yeah, it felt really
I
good.
just hit the brakes a little too hard and I dumped my water.
Napkin in here or no?
That's okay, it's just water. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much longer 25 milliseconds felt. All right, 2-3. It's definitely a lot better now.
Yeah.
I feel like we might be able to speed it up a hair. So that was 300 or 275?
This is 275.
Damn. Maybe the ignition cut would just... we can try one with an ignition cut if you want. You want to... Oh, well, we'll need to recycle the ECU.
Right.
Think I should just leave it like this for now?
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
So you could start tweaking it.
Let's go down to 250 milliseconds.
Alright.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah.
That like makes such a huge difference.
Hell, it does.
There we go. Now we're talking. We don't even really need the ignition cut.
I mean, it sounds good. Doesn't pop.
And that's way faster than
Fast, yeah.
Dude, it would have been cool if we had a draggy to see like
Right.
how long how slow the quarter mile was with all the delay, and then now.
And now, yeah.
And it feels like buttery.
Yeah, it does. That 2 to 3rd now is like,
Way better.
yeah.
Sick. Great success.
All right guys, so we are going to look at some data and I'm going to show you what happened on the shifts before we had flat shift enabled. So I'll zoom in here and you can see that every time I lifted off the throttle, this is a pull, I think this is a 1, 2, 3, probably a 1, 2, 3. You'll see these little valleys in between the shift. Boost would drop to -8 PSI or technically in vacuum, and then it would require all this time to get back up to the target, which is around 33 pounds. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like with flat shift, and you'll see that these little valleys are much less low. Let's also note that the time it takes to get from vacuum back into full boost was about 0.87 seconds. All right, so this is an instance of flat shifting. You can see the throttle position pretty much stays 100%. I'm not sure what these little divots are. This could be my foot slightly rocking on the pedal, or maybe just some sort of wiring issue making it think that I'm lifting for a split second. However, you look up here, you can see that the lowest boost ever gets to is 15 pounds on the shift, which means we're holding positive pressure, and now that means that time that it takes to get from 15 pounds back up to the target is now much shorter. It's 0.5 seconds instead of before 0.87 or whatever it was, which means we're back into boost faster.
All right, so I'm gonna go test out the no lift shift a little bit more. I actually had the ignition cut on 100%, not realizing the settings that I had on the ECU master software didn't translate over to this identical. So I dialed that back a little bit, which will now start to let me retard the ignition, which I was trying to do before, but since I had to cut it 100%, I wasn't doing it, so that's why I wasn't getting any pops, and that's why it was just being weird. So I'm gonna try tweaking it a little bit, mess with it, and see how it feels on the street. That is f***ing sick. I love that. Sold. I've really got to focus on this car when I'm shifting to get it in the right gates, but when it works, it is f***ing sick.
Now in the last iteration of flat shift that you guys just saw, we're holding about 17 pounds on the shift. We could make it hold more boost on the shift by playing with ignition timing, and I can also make it get back into boost faster if I change the duration, but until I'm better at shifting, I don't want to do that. We ended right at about the same half a second to get back to full boost, If we close that window of time, we would be there a little bit faster, but I'm happy with holding this amount on the shift. I don't want to hold too much and shock the drivetrain when I get back into gear, but this is what you just saw and it feels fantastic, and we can dial this in and get this a little bit closer together as we play around more and mess with it. I will tell you, on my R32 at one point, it got into the danger territory because I was actually building too much boost on the shift, and the car was targeting like 32 pounds, and on the shift it was making like 40 pounds. So you can definitely go overkill in the opposite direction. You have to be careful because then you're introducing a lot of boost to the car in a region that it's not used to typically seeing it. You can't tell by this video, this thing rips now. I'm super stoked with it. The only little hiccup that I have, and I don't know if this is a common thing with these 6-speed transmissions or if possibly I just have one that's been, you know, through some stuff. I notice at higher RPM, it doesn't seem like all the time because driving around it's fine. When I go from second to third at high RPM, it doesn't just naturally go into the correct gate like you would expect it to. Now, I don't know if maybe this is because I have softer Nismo transmounts and maybe some stuff is flexing and making it mad, or maybe just at high RPM, it wants to go over to fifth instead of third just because the synchros are like, oh, RPM's too high to go in third, you're misshifting, when I'm really not. And does the same thing. Instead of going from 3 to 4, it tends to want to go over into 6th naturally rather than just going straight back. So I don't know if this is just me or if this is a common issue, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think. It feels great now. I just need to really concentrate on shifting. I literally try to shift it and like really pay attention to where I'm putting in the gate, where most cars I can just kind of shift and I don't need to look at it. I thought I would show you guys, in case any of you guys have the same software and you want to know my settings that it took to get the flat shifting the way that it is. I'm gonna try to just like go over this briefly instead of getting too nerdy about it. But anyway, you go in, there's a menu, you go into flat shift, and then I have a 5-volt reference switch on the top of the clutch pedal. A lot of cars have them from the factory, but I needed to add one here. And then in settings, I found that when I had it on while active, it was too delayed because by the time the clutch pedal got to the top, then it was like pretty much too late and a shift was slow. So I had it in timed, and then that will allow you to have a table where you can adjust it, and I'll go over kind of my time settings. Also, I basically just mimicked what I had on the ECU Master software on my R32 because that worked really well. You can ramp in the recovery after the flat shift is done. I have it instantaneous. None of this stuff matters. This is all like sequential stuff. Like closed loop would be if you have like a gear position sensor, so we don't even worry about that. But anyway, I have ignition cut and ignition retard. In my R32, I actually needed to do a fuel cut as well just because it would get so rich after the shift that it would get mad. But anyway, you have these tables for flat shift. Cut percentage we have at 90%. I had this at 100% before, and that's why whenever I was playing around with the actual ignition timing, I wasn't doing anything because I was cutting all of it. But 15 degrees seemed to be the happy spot for this car. It kind of keeps boost being built, but it's not too crazy aggressive. I had 20 was a little bit too much, and then 10 was not enough. And the time on this car I have is 275 milliseconds, which is kind of on the longer side for a flat shift. But this one, because I've been having some of the shifting issues, I decided it was safer to have a longer period of time rather than having too short of a duration. My R32 I have at 200 milliseconds, and it's sick. I love it. It's perfect, and I can pretty much get it shifted right every time. This one, until I get a little more comfortable with it, I just am giving myself a better window. So anyway, that is this video. Just a little bit of playing around with this car. I'm stoked. It finally feels like a fast car. Before, it would like feel fast for a second, then you shift, and then okay, it feels fast again. Now this thing rips. I want to do some runs with it with like a draggy or something to see kind of where it's at. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a fun one. I'll be back to normal content, not tomorrow, but the day after. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a super fun video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know, and I'll see you guys soon.